Hey, Pipe Community. It's Philip. Hey, I'm just coming at you with the Beans 316 family tradition thing. I'd hoped to have my wife sit down with me and we was going to talk about some of the things we've done over the years and make it kind of fun that way. And I may do that again at some point. It's always good to see Beans and his wife there. I think we'd all agree and have a lot of fun together on the YouTube videos that they do together. So maybe down the road. My wife's away working as far as traveling, so it's just me and the dogs here tonight, and I decided I wanted to do this tonight. One of our family traditions that we have is two things. One, we always like to go to a Christmas Eve service. There's nothing, I don't think, any more special than that candlelit service at, say, 11 o'clock at night, and just the solace that you find and the peaceful time you have. It used to be 11. Now they've moved it up, I think, because we have so many people there at the church we're attending now. It's earlier in the evening, but they still have the candle lighting, which a lot of times now like last year and the year before and the year before that, I think, we light candles and everybody in the room has candles. So, and we're singing carols and spiritual songs, that kind of thing. So that's one of the family traditions that we do each year, is to make that a point. The other thing that we do, and we've done this in various ways throughout the year, throughout the years, and it's progressed and kind of built and built and built to where we're doing more and more of that, more and more of this at Christmas time. But we're also doing more and more of this as I've felt led over the years, as I say, as this has grown, is what we give pointedly to certain needs, whether it be a family that we might come in contact with, or whether it would be a particular need that we know is needed to be met. We can do that either in a silent way, where we commit that and get it to them on a covert way, or sometimes it's just a matter of opening up and giving that pointedly and in person. So our family tradition is that we seek actively and openly for someone that we feel has been placed in our path that needs something. You know, and a few $100s or maybe more than that, you know, thousands, you know, or 8,000, you know, depending on what it is. I'm telling you, it makes such a big difference in the lives of people. We have given money to multiple families that we felt needed it, and prayerfully considered what their needs might be, and we've ministered to that. Or we have given to a couple of people in a big way. Case in point, last year, for instance, we gave to each one of our children's boyfriend, girlfriend, an amount to pay. We actually paid down some of their college debt. We've been very fortunate that our kids we're paying for their college without borrowing, and they're not going to have debt when they get out. My son's already out, and he has no debt, student loans. And then my daughter is in her third year, and she's got no debt now, and she won't have, Lord willing, if everything stays the same, through her last year. But there's often a lot of kids that really get deep in debt. So last year we gave each one of their respective boyfriend, girlfriends, no strings attached. We told them very pointedly that if you're not together in the future, this is nothing. There's no strings. We felt led to do this. I think it also helps us to put some uh, oomph behind what we believe, which is to try to not accumulate debt. You know, what a burden it is, and we've had it over the years. Back in the day, we were, you know, you'd fight about why is it that we've got this money problem at the end of the month, you know, and how are we going to make that? And let's pay this and then hope that the check clears before the other check clears. I mean, we've made some silly decisions as it relates to money. So I'm preaching to myself. But we just feel the need that we can help people maybe in an intentional way to just lift the burden just a little bit. So we gave a few $100s to each one of them to help them with that. We also give to our church, which is a tradition that we have, a little something for whatever it is that they're doing. They may be building a school in some foreign country or something like that. We'll support that. We also get another tradition that we have is that we take a few of the ornaments off of our giving tree at church, and we will support those families that come about buying toys or buying clothing, whatever it says on the little tag, for the age group that you might find. So we do that every year. We also we've oftentimes in the past given to prison ministry, where that you'll get an angel tree ornament from the prison ministry. I believe it was Chuck Colson was instrumental in starting that. He's since passed away, but what great work that is. You know, it's not the kids' fault that their daddy's in prison, so we'll give a little something to them for that. But what we've tried to do over the years is we've designed it to such a way that we're thinking outwardly instead of inwardly. It's such a mess when you get your family together, you know, and you give those $20 gifts back and forth, you know. It's like just because you're, I guess, saving face or something. I've oftentimes said with our family, 20 years ago, I said, why do we do this, you know, to where we get each other just a gift to open up? And because we don't get together through the year, you know, and I firmly believe that it's about investing in people. That's what we really should be looking at doing. And, you know, so many people nowadays, we just get together and, you know, and it's coming up, at Thanksgiving it's coming up where they'll get together and they'll say, okay, what do you want, what do you want, what do you want? It's like if we spent time with one another, and we really invested in one another's lives and you know, made it a point to say, hey, how you doing? What you up to? And then spend a little time, things come out. You know, it's like, you just said you'd like to have one of those such and such. And I can make a mental note of that. But it only comes when you spend time with somebody. If you truly invest in that person's life, you're going to get ideas for them and what they want for Christmas. And I try to put that to my children. You're going to know what your daddy wants for Christmas if you invest time in him and me and you, okay? And, you know, I keep a little notepad a lot of times, and, you know, if somebody says something, I'll write it down, you know, and then 3 months later I'll say, hey, this is what you can get your dad, or this is what you can get your mom, to my wife, I should say. My parents are both gone now. But we don't even get together with them very often, honestly, now. So, they're travelers. They do their own thing. They go and do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, and we pretty much take care of ourselves, and our family's kind of here. But back to the traditions. Those are some of the traditions that we do. I think that we've decided over the years, and especially now, just to think outwardly and to give in areas. I'll tell you what. Another thing, as I began this paradigm shift several years back. I'd expect 20 years now. If you just go, you know, out into the world and you're in certain places, there's people that need something even without it being Christmas. I had about 2 months ago maybe, a little girl and her mother. I met them on an aisle. I took off one way and my wife and my son took off another way. And I was just looking at the sporting goods section. I thought, well, I'll see what they got over here, see if they've got ammunition or, you know, different kinds of things. I'd never been in this type of store before. I think it was Meijer or something. And it said sporting goods. So I thought, I'll just run over there. Well, I run into this mom, and assumably I think it was grandma, and then the little girl. And the little girl, of course, was saying, Mom, I sure wish I could get a doll. And, and kids will work you, and kids will, maybe she wants a doll every time, maybe she gets a doll about every other time. I really didn't get that sense. I thought it was kind of like Mama really couldn't provide the doll. There was something that was a barrier there. So I looked at the mama and I looked at the little girl, and the little girl said it again. And the mom says, I can't get you a doll. So I looked at the mama and I lipped it. I didn't speak it, but I lipped it and I said, I can buy the doll, is basically what I told her. Just lipping it, not, and I said, will you let me buy the doll? And then the little girl looked up at me, and the mama looked at me, and she goes, oh, you don't have to do that. And I go, I'd just like to, if you allow me to. And so I gave her a $20 bill, and I said, here, hon, go get yourself a doll. And she was floored by that, I've been in line, and people will be short, and I can see them counting the dollars. I can see them with their calculator, or in their mind's eye, they're thinking, have I got enough? Have I got enough? And I've been there before, way back in the day, and I may be there again, and I'll just pay the bill. I had a situation about a month ago, maybe. I went into the Whole Foods store, and there was a young lady there getting ready to have a baby, first baby, and she shared with me some tips and things about, she was a nutritionalist and helped me with that. I'm trying to get myself back on track with my diet and so forth. Just a real sweet little lady, and as it would work out, after we got done, I thanked her, and she told me she was, next week she was going to have her baby. I walked around the store, came back around, and as it would work, I was right behind her in line. She was going home for the day. And I just told the lady, I'd like to buy just put that on me. And she was just blown away. I said, I know what it's like to raise a family and begin a family, and I can't take you and your husband out for dinner, but I said, I can provide this for today. And so that's some of the things that I feel led to do from time to time. That's not really a Christmas family tradition kind of thing, but it's something openly that what I'm trying to say is that I've tried to move into a situation where it's multiple things throughout the year, not just at Christmas time, when we're really sensitive and thinking in a giving way. And it's been a blessing for me. And looking with nothing needed in return, and I'm not blowing my own horn or anything. I'm just giving you guys I'm telling you from my heart what it is I do. And for posterity's sake, that my children will someday maybe look at these videos and they'll get a little piece of me and know that Dad was truly what he said he was when he, that was my dad. He wasn't saying anything silly, but it'll be in my own words. But I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I've got it. I'm thankful that the Lord's given me the means to do it. I think we're supposed to be good stewards with what we're given. And therefore, and there's nothing better feeling than giving it away, too. I kind of, even look now to think, what can I give away that I really like? Like, say, even in our little Santa thing, Secret Santa, I always try to pick one tobacco that that person really wants and that I may have in my cellar, but it's really hard to get. And but giving that away and seeing their reaction and what they think is awesome. And then I always try to give them one that I don't see them having on, in their videos, so that they can try something new. So, one year I gave 8 ounces of Penzance one. This year, I won't blow it for my Secret Santa, but, just something that I knew that he liked, but it's also very hard to get. So just stretching myself from year to year to try to not be so possessive of things. We kind of get that way, I think. But I've went on and on here with this thing in almost 15 minutes, I think now. I was smoking my Peterson pipe, and in it I had some Boswell's Best. So, Beans, thanks for the contest. Thanks for what you do in the community, and I know you're a giver. I know that last year there was a need in the community, and you were a part of that. And so I know that you relate to those kinds of things, and I appreciate your willingness to give to others too. And it's an inspiration to me too. So I'll leave it there. And thanks for watching, and thanks for the contest, Beans. And happy holidays. Merry Christmas.